Let's talk about smiles. You gave me yours when I walked into the room. It made me feel welcome and a little less anxious. Mother Teresa said, every time you smile at someone, it is a gift to that person. A beautiful thing. What would the world be like without smiles? Children, like Kinsani, know that world. Kinsani was born with a cleft lip in an area where witchcraft is often blamed for facial deformities. Kinsani's father recalled, I used to have sleepless nights. I would stay up thinking back on what I did wrong for this to happen. His mother remembers a friend saying, they will curse you if you keep pouting your lip that way. Kinsani's mother no longer speaks to this woman. They pass each other in the streets without even exchanging a smile. Kinsani's story is just one of many stories. Operation Smile seeks to change. Today, I seek to persuade you to help these children, to give them a grin. I will explain what cleft lip and palate are, their effects, and how you can help. Many people don't know what cleft lip and palate are, so let's start there. According to Operation Smile, every 3 minutes a child is born with a cleft lip or palate. 1 out of 10 will not live past their first birthday. There are 2 types of cleft lips. A unilateral is when the lip goes to the nose, then connects to the corner of the mouth. A bilateral is when both sides of the lip go to the nose. Now, what's a cleft palate? Put your tongue to the roof of your mouth. You will feel a line. That is where your palate connects. If the palate fails to connect, there is a gap there that goes into the nasal cavity. Cleft lip and cleft palate, the 2 conditions are separate, yet often found in the same person and have similar causes. What causes cleft lip and palate? Genetics, nutrition, and smoke. Medicine Net reports if parents have a child born with cleft lip or palate, the risk for other children being born with the same defect increases significantly. Lack of folic acid in the mother's diet increases risk. Global Health Center tells us folic acid is found in berries, dark leafy greens, and citrus fruit. Pregnant women in developed countries take folic acid supplements to avoid facial deformities. And smoke from any source, cigarettes, cooking over an open fire, burning fields, or trash, have been linked to clefts. Genetics, nutrition, and smoke cause cleft lip and palate. Cleft lip and palate cause further health issues. According to Operation Smile, babies born with cleft lip, like Miriam, have great difficulty sucking without the aid of special bottles. Hearing impairments and a hole in the palate combine to make speaking clearly impossible. If she had been born in the United States, Miriam would have received surgery in the first 15 months of life. But she was not born in the United States. Miriam was born in Vietnam. Unlike most fathers in his situation, Miriam's dad chose not to abandon Miriam. Instead, he raised her in isolation until she was 3 years old. Isolation, torment, and abandonment are common themes in the lives of children with cleft lip and palate. I learned about Marceline through Operation Smile. She is 11 years old and lives with her mother in Rwanda. When she left her home, children would hit her with sticks and spit on her. Others refused to eat or drink with her because they feared that she would contaminate them. Marceline was unable to make friends, look forward to getting a job, being married, and having children, until the day she learned about Operation Smile on the radio. Operation Smile was going to Rwanda. She begged her mom to go. Like other parents inspired by pictures of children like these, Marceline's mother was willing to take extreme measures to get to the mission site. According to Amanda Breyer of Operation Smile, parents have sat on buses and walked for days in the hope of their child receiving surgery. One father she met sold the tools of his livelihood to pay for the trip. Marceline's mother borrowed the money from the church. At the mission site, there are more children than time or supplies can accommodate. Everyone waits, hoping for their name to be called. Marceline! She is eager for surgery. Another girl, Naomi, describes her excitement. Tomorrow's surgery will change my life. I will study, work, and be able to walk in the streets without any problems. And when I grow up, I will get married. Marceline gets into her gown, then learns about what will happen in the operating room. Soon, it's time for her to exchange this mask for this one. The Mayo Clinic describes the cleft lip repair. The surgeon makes incisions on both sides of the cleft and creates flaps of tissues. The flaps are then stitched together to create a more normal lip appearance, structure, and function. It goes on to describe the cleft palate repair. To close the separation and rebuild the hard and soft palate, the surgeon makes incisions on both sides of the cleft and repositions the muscles and tissues. The repair is then stitched closed. The doctors repaired Marceline's mouth and reshaped her nose. She told Operation Smile, "Now at school, the children say that I am beautiful." According to my father, because of my orthodontist, my beautiful smile cost over $5,000. With this amount of money, Operation Smile can provide 20 children with gorgeous grins. The volunteers of Operation Smile screened 320 children at the site where Marceline had her lip repaired, but they only had time to treat 248. 1 out of every 3 children had to be turned away. One way you can help Operation Smile's medical professionals is to fund the supplies their staff needs for surgeries. Sutures, $20. Antibiotics, $30. Anesthesia, $60. And a whole surgery, $240. A flying hospital that spreads smiles across the world? Priceless. Operation Smile celebrated 30 years of medical missions last year. According to their annual impact report, since that time, they have provided services in over 60 countries at nearly 400 mission sites. They have established 13 comprehensive care centers. Their volunteers have conducted more than 2 million healthcare evaluations. More than 5,000 medical professionals from 80 countries have performed 200,000 surgeries. While I was at Nationals, Operation Smile was in 5 countries. And during the 3 hours that it would take you to judge a speech round, 20 children got gorgeous grins. Remember Neanne's dad? He chose not to abandon Neanne. Instead, he raised her in isolation until she was 3 years old. He now travels South Vietnam, showing Neanne's pictures and telling other dads about Operation Smile. He has made it his mission to prevent other children from being abandoned. Now that you know what cleft lip and palate are, and their effects, join me, Operation Smile, and Neanne's dad in saving a life, like Insomni's, Marceline's, or Neanne's. If you are a doctor, nurse, or dentist, apply to go on one of their medical missions. Spread the word by liking and sharing their Facebook page. You can donate money at operationsmile.org. Give the gift of grin. Thank you.